Hello, how are you guys doing today? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're gonna watch an English video. When I say English, I mean English language video, not a British video. This is a video by a channel called Jubilee. Only Jubilee I knew of before this was the chocolate in a golden wrapper that used to be a really big thing in Pakistan back in the 90s and 2000s. I don't know if it's a big thing anymore. It was a good sort of a chocolate. It was a decent chocolate. Anyway, coming back to right now, this is a video called "Do All White People Think Alike? Think the same about race?" This is a really interesting topic. I would have never thought that there would be a video like that on the internet, but apparently there is one. So let's go and see what white people think about race. And I do understand that this is not representative of all white people all over the world. I get that. It's just these few people, but it's still interesting to know what a small collective thinks like. So let's go and see.
I don't know, Halloween is just like a weird holiday to be dressing up as anybody else's culture.
You can say the same thing about any costume. Are you going to tell a 6-year-old girl that she can't dress up like a pirate because she doesn't know the history of pirates? Like,
that's very different.
Well,
yeah, that's not the same thing. Okay, this is gonna be interesting. अभी से पता चल रहा है कि बात जो है वो the conversation that's happening is gonna be on a really awkward level. So I'm happy this is all white people, so at least they feel comfortable, opening up. Let's see what happens. I'm super excited for this.
White people have culture.
Okay, let me. What kind of a question is that, man? White people have culture. I'm not white, so let me give my opinion, which is gonna sound so racist, but it's and even messed up. But I'm just gonna go ahead and do that anyway. Do white people have culture? Of course they do, yeah. I'm sure they do, right? I mean, they're old civilization. They're an old civilization. Kafi, thousands and thousands of years of civilization, and they don't have a culture yet. I think Americans might not have a culture, or don't have a strong culture, or not their own authentic culture. But white in general, of course they have culture. Europeans have culture. British people have culture, right? Right.
3, 2, 1.
Do people disagree?
we're all technically white. If you're from England, if you're from Australia, if you're
Yeah.
from wherever, South Africa, we all have these crazy places we come from and these people are around and we get those ideas from those people. But that doesn't mean us as a whole have no culture.
But as a white person,
Exactly
it's
what
not
I said.
really a culture. You can have culture, like I'm hella Irish, obviously, and that's a culture. But just being white is not it's not a culture. I can't relate to you just because you're white.
I think you could say that for any ethnicity, though. If we were all black, could I relate to you guys if just because of the color of our skin?
Yes, because they go through very similar experiences. Like they'll get discriminated against, and you're not getting discriminated against because of your skin color. They can both relate to that.
But I also feel like
Yeah,
with
but-
culture, we branch out, we try different things, we want to do different things. So maybe we've lost a little bit of our culture. Maybe we're creating a new culture. There you go.
Okay, so this that was a good question and some really good responses. Let me address the responses. She says exactly what sort of I said. Okay, of course there's culture for white people. Do white American people have a culture? Maybe not as strong of a culture as we would expect it to be, or maybe a borrowed culture. Then the other guy said that they don't, and why? Because being Irish is a culture, but being white is not. The reasoning he gave for that was because black people can claim that as a culture because they experience similar things, and I agree with them. They do experience discrimination, in a similar way. That's why they have something to relate to, and that becomes culture for them. But the same can be said for white people as well. White people also experience something that is exclusively white, available to white people, which is privilege and undeserved admiration from people. And because of so many myths and ideas and ideologies already embedded in human beings all over the world, that white is right and white is beautiful, black is ugly, gora acha hota hai, kala, it's been embedded into people's lives that white is good, black is bad. In childhood stories, in movies, in TV shows, in life, yeah, even in life you see things that are black and used for bad stuff or dirty stuff, and things that are white that you keep clean and use for good stuff. So it's just we are growing out of it, but it's a long process, because the previous thing was a long process too. Centuries and centuries worth of embedding our brains with the fact that white is right and black is not. So it'll take time for us to get over that. So in that way, whites can relate to each other, knowing that they will be given special treatment when they're surrounded by a variety of people. They will always get that special privilege, and nobody is doing it on purpose. It's almost involuntarily coming from everybody around them who is not white. So I sort of disagree with that guy.
I believe in
Reverse
reverse racism.
racism.
3, 2, 1.
That's a weird question. What do you mean by I believe in reverse racism? And I know, again, I'm not white. This is not about me. I'm just going to give in my 2 cents anyway. I'm going to force myself into this. Maybe they do all brown people think alike, and I'll be invited to that. Please do contact me. Leave me a comment or an email if you want me to be in your videos. I would love to be in your videos. Do I believe in reverse racism? Does it exist? No. It could exist in the next 50 years because now that there's so much talk about it, now that the colored people are, really open about race. See, the problem is that white people have been talking about race secretly for such a long time, and that colored people have not been talking about race openly for such a long time that it's become a problem. So it's about time that colored people start talking about race openly, so that white people have to talk about race openly, and then their misconceptions about, colored people being lesser racist can go away. As harsh and weird and disgusting that sounds, it's true. That's what happens. White people talk about race, secretly a lot. Way more than we can even imagine. You'd be surprised how much. So it's about time that they start talking about it openly too. Yeah. So does reverse racism exist right now? No. But will it exist in the future? I think it will. And do I believe in it? No, not really. I don't believe in any kind of racism.
I don't know what that is.
We can explain it.
Okay.
Okay, why are you so upset about it? We can
Reverse
explain it.
racism
Stop
is
saying
like
things.
someone being racist against you because you are white. Like, do you believe that someone can be racist against a white person?
It can happen, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I grew up where it was completely like Hispanic culture. I was constantly made fun of because I was white. Oh, white people can't dance. White people look stupid. Whatever.
They shouldn't say white people can't dance, but
They
can't dance.
No, yeah, I
They
can't
shouldn't say it.
dance. Just putting that out there. But I mean, like,
Laura is what happens when you spend too much time on social media and not with real life people in real life. I'm just being honest here. This is what the kind of person you become. That's your mental level up. You're thinking about things on that such level that it's not even, it's trivial. So yeah, that's what happens.
I turned around and said, black people can't dance. I'd get hell for that. But then if someone says the same words to me, it's somehow okay. Because
You have to look at the difference of it, though. And I relate to you. I grew up with all Latino or black friends. I had very few white friends. And yeah, I got made fun of for being like the white girl. I was gringa. And I didn't take offense to it because the huge part about racism is that there's hate and oppression behind it. And as a white person in America, I do not feel oppressed.
And I definitely think that we should take the log out of our own eyes before worrying about the sawdust in other people's. Like, I totally agree with that, but there is sawdust, so that's kind of just what I'm saying.
For me, I feel like anything we do can come out racist to any other type of race, but at the same time,
No.
if they say something...
Unless you do something racist, it will not come off as racist because it's not racist. I don't think you understand what words do when you speak them.
something mean or racist to us that we feel is racist, it kind of gets brushed off.
When I think of the word racism, I think more towards oppression, so that's why I'm in the disagree. Like, I'll deal with someone just being mean to me, but whatever.
Okay, I think the disagreeers made some good points as well. Because why it's okay, like that girl said, what's her name? The girl in the blue jeans and black top. She said that I grew up around people that were not white and they used to tease me every time by saying white people can't dance and all that. So here's the thing. And then she says, somehow that's okay. Well, let me explain that somehow. That somehow starts hundreds and hundreds of years ago when all white people got together and decided that all black people should be slaves and lesser human beings. And not just all black, everybody who's not white is a lesser human being. That happened globally. Colonization happened globally at the hands of white-skinned people. Uska matlab, it doesn't mean that all white-skinned people were bad. Every bad person who was doing these things was white at that time. White people will understand that that really bad comparison that they do about terrorists. That not all Muslims are terrorists, but all terrorists are Muslims, which is also not true, incorrect. When it comes to colonialism and slavery, show me Show me any other race that was, slave owners on such a global level. I know some Arabs used to be slave owners back in the day, hundreds and hundreds of years ago, but even Arabs have, become lesser race in front of white people, and that was global. That was a global epidemic. So when you say somehow it becomes okay, this is how it becomes okay for those colored kids to make fun of you, not oppress you, not enslave you, not hit you, not whip you, not kill your family in front of you, not rape your mother, sister in front of you at their leisure whenever they want to. Just make fun of you. So this is how it is okay for them to do it, and okay for you to go through it. Just like the guy with the cap, Joe, his name is. He said that if somebody's mean to me, I just roll with it, because that's just how. I don't want to say you deserve it, because you don't. It's just how things are. To change the bad things in the past, you have to make some changes in the present, so that you see those changes in the future. It's that simple.
Like, I'll deal with someone just being mean to me, but whatever.
Yeah, but whatever. Exactly, that's how it should be. I can relate to this on a level of being a Pakistani and talking to somebody who's Bangladeshi. Pakistani people have been extremely discriminate against Bangladeshis, and I confess to it. मैंने देखा अपनी society में, we look down upon Bangladeshi people, and used to, at least. Ab not as much anymore, I'm hoping, but it used to be a normal thing for us to laugh at being Bangladeshi, and so I can relate to that. If today a Bangladeshi person comes to me and says, "Oh, Pakistanis are illiterate," I will not be offended by that, because he has every right to make fun of me, because what my people think of his people, or used to think of his people, was abhorrent, was disgusting. So it's my responsibility now to let them get their freedom without hurting me, but also without satisfying themselves. So I can relate to it on that level. It's not the same thing. Again, it's not the same thing as being white, because being white it's a whole next level of a misfortune and fortune for whoever is white. Yeah. Focusing on race divides us. No, it does not. Ooh, this is so divided. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 3 people on the left and 3. Oh, they are like literally down the middle on this one. 50% people think that it does divide us. 50% people think it does not divide us. I think it does not divide us. Focusing on race does not divide you. Some people say, I don't see color. Well, you're a dumbass. If you don't see color, then you're a dumbass. You're actually ignorant, because you are supposed to see color. You know why? Because color exists. That's why you're supposed to see it. If there was no color, then you shouldn't be seeing color. But there is color. I have color on my skin. My skin is brown. My neighbor has color on his skin. He's black. My other neighbor has color on his skin. He's pink. What I'm trying to say is, jokes aside, what I'm trying to say is that focusing on race does not divide you. It actually informs you. It makes you a better human being, in my opinion. Let's see what they have to say.
I think it's important to focus on race in order to bring us together.
Exactly.
It is a race issue in America, and if we just avoid it altogether and pretend like it's not happening, nothing's going to change, in my opinion.
100%.
I kind of was thinking about the question differently, because if all I'm thinking about when I meet someone is, oh, I'm white and she's not white, and I'm white and she's not white, like, that for me, that's like what focusing on race is.
Yeah, they're never.
See what I said? Like, her mind works in such a weird way that it's just up. When you hear what she's thinking, you're like, what? So when you see somebody who's not white, you don't think, I'm white, he's not white, I'm white, he's not white. You think, oh, he's black, so I should be careful what I say as to not offend somebody who's black, because I'm not black, so I don't understand what it's like to be black. Do you understand what I'm saying? Let me put it on myself. When I meet a white person, I don't go, oh, I'm brown, he's not brown, I'm brown, he's not brown. I go, oh, he's white, so I should probably say stuff or not say stuff that is bad, considered bad or offensive to white people. General stuff. Like, if I see a white guy, I won't say, were your parents brothers and sisters? I will not say that, because I know it's something that perceived about white people. It's a stereotype that people attach with white people, that they are into. And of course, I won't say something like that to a white person, because I know it's really offensive to them. I could say that to one of my friends and they'll get offended, but it's not like I'm offending a whole race. So I'm just saying, this is a bad example maybe, I don't know. But I'm just trying to explain that you will think about things in order to not offend somebody, not hurt their feelings. And feelings can be important sometimes, so we should give a shit about that.
Never gonna be happy unless we just like all work together, just like treat each other like each other. Like there is no race.
Yeah, and that sounds great, but it's like
it does sound great.
We're not there. I feel
True.
like people who have that.
Joe is 100% on
I don't see color, or try to have that attitude. I don't think that helps anybody. I think we need to respect each other's backgrounds and
recognize.
That's only gonna happen if we do see color. We do appreciate everybody's differences.
Exactly.
Cultural appropriation is real.
Yeah, 100%.
3, 2.
Not even a question. Who's gonna disagree? Nobody's gonna disagree.
Yeah, I think cultural appropriation is very real. You see all the time, like Coachella, we're in LA, and you see people in the Native American headdresses without knowing how important that is to Native people.
Oh, this is where the Halloween question.
There's a difference between respecting the culture and completely disrespecting the culture. But then also, if you...
Why do all Amandas look the same, dude? What the hell is up with this? This is the fourth Amanda that I know in my life, and she looks like exactly the other three Amandas. What the...
Want to dress up on Halloween like a geisha because you like the costume, you think it's a beautiful costume. That I wouldn't say is...
I wouldn't do that. I think if you're going to go and dress up as a geisha without knowing the importance of it and just being like, well, this is cute, like I'm going to put this on. And also, even if you did know the importance and you're like, I don't know, Halloween is just like a weird holiday to be dressing up as anybody else's culture.
You can say the same thing about any costume. Are you going to tell a 6-year-old girl that she can't dress up like a pirate?
I disagree.
Know the history of pirates, like
that's
different.
So it's just like
that's very different. Those are children.
It's a lot about intention because I think wearing that thing at Coachella, like I feel like I would see that as that.
And also, pirates are not the same thing as a geisha or a mullah or a priest even. Like they're real people and they're actual professions or cultural representations. Pirates are criminals. So you can be a pirate. You can offend the shit out of a pirate. Nobody will say anything. But you can offend a geisha or somebody who's, a cultural icon or a cultural representation of somebody's culture. So you can't portray that on yourself and expect it to be non-offensive. It's gonna be offensive. Of course it's gonna be offensive because you are ridiculing their culture by doing that. So yeah, my culture is not your prom dress. Yeah, it's true.
Is that person mocking someone?
Well, even if they don't intentionally mean it, it's still offensive.
It is offensive. I 100% agree with her. Ooh, a second. Hold on. I don't want to see who goes where. I want to talk about it first. So the question is, I should be able to say the N-word while singing along to a song. That is such a tricky question for you guys, right? Isn't it? For all the white people, that's such a tricky question. I'm no judge, and my judgment should not be taken seriously on this. But I think, I don't know. Yeah, I can't be the best judge because I'm neither on neither party. I'm a third party. I'm neither, black to own the word N-word. I'm neither white to, say it was my mistake. So I don't know what the answer to this should be. I'm super excited to what these guys think. Somewhat disagree, Amanda.
Is because a lot of my favorite rappers use it frequently. Like if I'm listening to my favorite Childish Gambino song, which drops it like 100 times, that in the car, it's like I'm not sitting there thinking all these horrible things about black people, and I'm like,
of course not.
It's just in the song, and when I'm singing, it comes out.
There's like two different forms of the word.
Man, I'm with Amanda on that one, honestly. I do somewhat disagree disagree actually. I don't somewhat disagree, I disagree. People shouldn't be allowed to say it. But I also think even black people shouldn't be saying it. I honestly believe it. I know the reason behind them saying it is that they own it now and it's a power move. I know it's a power move. They're showing that they have the power now and you can say it, I can say it. And that's fine. I just hope that with time we get over the fact and just forget the word altogether, or it just goes out of fashion. Hopefully, there are many words that go out of fashion. The only way to get rid of a word is to make it, passé. So I hope that happens to that word.
There ends with an ER and with an A. And like with my friends, they're like, oh, you can say it with an A, like that won't hurt my feelings.
My friends? Well,
but
your
also,
friends?
like even when I'm in the car by myself, like I still feel like it's not my place. Maybe I'll like whisper it like with an A at the end, like if I'm by myself, but like out of the respect for other people, I just think it's more appropriate not to say it at all.
Do you guys think rappers should stop putting it in their songs?
No. I feel like if they're African American,
if you think it's wrong though, why?
I don't think it's wrong because the history of the N-word slave owners would call black people as the N-word with the hard R at the end. If black people want to take that word and claim it as their own and claim that painful history and like be like, F you, like I'm
exactly.
gonna claim this word.
Exactly.
I think they should be allowed to do that. I don't think as a white person
I see you, Amanda.
To take a word that was derogatory towards them. They should 100% have the right to do that.
But do you think it's okay for a white person to sing the song?
See, that's where we're like all on the fence. It's like I feel like
it's a word used as my friend basically.
Yeah.
Like just like she said, if they want to take that back from
my
its
jigga
origins, then I'm totally fine with that. But as a white person, you can't say that word without feeling a certain way.
Yeah, but
Wow, dude, wow. This guy is awesome, man. He's so honest about his feelings. The line that he just said, being a white person, you cannot say that word without feeling a certain way. Wow, that hit me, man. I can't feel that way, of course, because my grandparents and their grandparents were not slave owners. Wow, that statement made so much sense to me, man. Wow, good job, dude. You're awesome, dude. You're connected with your mind, at least. You know what's in your head, and it's in the right place. I really appreciate that, man. What a brilliant thing to say.
If they didn't put it in their songs, you wouldn't say it, right?
No, yeah, 100%.
So are they causing people to say that word more often? Because she wouldn't say it if
It's
it
not
wasn't.
white people's place to tell them what they can and cannot use.
Yaar? This dude is so awesome, man. That's exactly what I was gonna say. I wanted to say, but I didn't have the words for it. That it's not your place or my place to tell, those people to not say a word or say a word. It's their decision. And again, this girl, her logic just comes from such a weird, inane place that I just cannot make sense of it. Like, she's like a child. You know how kids go like, oh, so I can't say dog because female dog is a bitch and bitch is a bad word. So it's like, don't, just stop.
I live a privileged life.
If somebody disagrees with it,
1.
please don't disagree. Please stop, Paige. Stop it.
It's so sad to say because I never say it.
Tough
out
call.
loud,
I
but
give you
it's
credit
the
for
truth is like
being courageous.
Getting pulled over by the police, I always feel like I have a little bit of a one-up because I'm white, because I'm a woman, and I feel so bad that that's the truth. But this is a real thing, and it's unfortunate.
For me, as an individual, I feel like I'm not privileged. Sure, like, white people background came from, like, being higher up on the scale, but I've gone through really hard things before. I don't feel like I'm superior over other people. So as an individual, I don't feel like I'm privileged.
I think privileged, I guess I don't really think that I'm above other people. I just think that naturally I'm treated differently.
Yeah, it's like
Ooh, first really smart thing to come out of her mouth. That was so good. Good job. She actually explained to her what privilege really means. Doesn't mean that you're better than other people. It means people think that you're better than them, or people think that you're better than other people. Privilege is not your fault at all. After a certain point, I remember when my dad got a promotion at his job, and he's a future planner. My dad, he used to save a lot of money. He came from really bad, hard times to decent, good times to having a proper house and a car or two. We used to be people who travel in buses. So I have seen my dad struggle for 10-15 years, save up money, then upgrade life a little bit, then again save money for 5-7 years, then upgrade a little more. So I've seen him struggle and climb his way to not to the top, but high enough to be able to be proud of what he's done in life. What I want to say is, because I had friends who weren't able to match up to that level. So when I was poor, I had poor friends, and then my dad went up in life, he made progress in life. Not everybody can do that. So I became more privileged in a way. I could use my dad's name to get things done for myself, while my friends couldn't do that. Let me give you an example. There's a concert. Not everybody gets to go to, concerts. There's limited availability of tickets, or they're expensive. Or if there's a really nice brunch thing going on in some big 5-star hotel, I would get those tickets because of my dad. Like, my dad would know somebody in the company, and the company would be, partner of those events. So that's privilege, because somebody thinks that I am this person's son. I get that privilege. Usme mera koi kamal nahi. I didn't do anything to, earn that. People gave it to me because of certain situations that were not in my control. That's what privilege is.
It's like perception. It's just perceptions.
Yeah,
Perceptions.
I think that's a huge misconception. I have privilege that I didn't ask for. It's just society
Thank you,
sees
Paige.
me as like
Appreciate
the
it. I love you.
standard
Thank you.
for whatever reason, and because of that, I get treated differently. And white privilege, like you said, it's not about what you've gone through or what you experience. It's 100% how the world sees me.
Yeah. Perception. I really appreciate Paige for changing her mind. That takes a lot of courage, even to disagree and then to change your mind. I strictly respect that girl. Major respect points for Paige.
I am proud to be white.
Ooh, kitne tough questions. Such tough questions, man. How do you answer that question? They don't even know. They're disagreeing. Oh, she wants to agree. Ah, poor you. Paige agrees.
I almost went there too. It's like
I think
so
like
hard.
guiltily, like I'm
Guiltily?
like happy that I'm not oppressed,
Laura.
but I'm not proud of like things people have done in the past.
When I think of being proud of something, I think of something I worked for. or that I had to do nothing to be white.
Corbin, dude, you
Absolutely
keep making
nothing.
sense.
Nothing
What's up,
was
man?
taken from me because I was white.
It's like saying I'm a proud white person is a completely different saying than saying I'm a proud black person. Because when you hear I'm a proud black person, I think empowerment, I think strength, I think courage, I think, all these amazing things that the black community has done and accomplished throughout the years. But then when you say I'm a proud white person, already there's so much hate involved in that.
Yeah.
Thing about that is like how you said, someone who says I'm proud to be black, that's empowerment. Why aren't I allowed to be proud to
I
be
agree with
white?
her.
What makes it
You
wrong?
haven't been oppressed.
Yeah, what are you proud of? Just your skin color? Because yes, that is wrong.
So you're
So
saying I can't be proud to be white because I don't have a culture.
No, that's
No,
not what
that's
I'm
not,
saying.
yeah.
It's that when white people say they're proud to be white, a lot of times, at least in my opinion, they're talking about their skin color, that they're not a different race. I think that's wrong.
Yeah.
But as we were talking about, as a proud black person, they've been oppressed. That a lot of their culture was stolen from them. And a lot of reasons that I don't like proud to be white is because it has the Nazis used it. The KKK used it. I don't want to be associated with any of those things.
He's so
I'm just
right,
gonna
man.
Completely stay away from that.
Sure, I'm not proud of what my culture's done, but at the same time, I would not want to be anything else. If I had to
Yeah,
choose
me
between-
either, if I was
I don't
white.
know what I would be. I'm okay with where I am, even though I'm getting backlash about being white.
I love what Paige said. Honestly, at the risk of her sounding like a racist, which she's obviously not, but it's just, if she's proud to be white, there's nothing wrong in it, even though being white is nothing to be proud of. It's true. White people have not done anything in life to be proud of. Now let me explain why I'm saying this. White people have accomplished a lot in this world. They have helped in many ways. In a lot of ways, they've brought civilizations to levels that are better than previous levels. I'm not saying they've not done anything for the world or for the people of the world. They have, but mostly for their own lookalikes, for their own skin colored people. So that's one bad thing that they have done. Second is that white people have achieved a lot. They've built a lot of great things. They've achieved a lot in technology. They've done a lot of great things in the world. But all those great things have come at a cost of human life, human dignity. So that's the problem with being white and being proud. You can be proud that a white man, invented the telephone or invented the light bulb or, invented electricity or Tesla. You can be proud of the fact that they were white. So I do agree with Paige on that level, that there are reasons to be proud to be white. But I also agree with Corbin. I agree with that dude as well, because he is also right in saying that everything associated with being proud white is so effed up, is so messed up for so many hundreds and hundreds of years. So how do you endorse something like that? So it makes total sense. Wow, guys, that was such a good video. That's such a hard-hitting and hard to swallow sort of a video, and I appreciate Jubilee for doing these things, man. These kind of things are risky. This is risky business. So I love how they executed the whole thing. They've done a marvelous job of executing the whole idea. It must have been tough to find right people to do these kind of videos, and they do a really good job of casting people. They do a really good job of executing their videos. I'm a big fan of this channel. I hope you guys go and subscribe to Jubilee. Link is in the description. Leave comments on there that they're doing a good job, and let me know how you guys like this video. Did you guys have any questions? Did you have your own opinions about how they should feel? Do you have your own judgments that you want to give on people? Let me know in the comment section below. Keep it nice. Don't be mean. Don't be abusive. Just be nice. Criticize if you have to, but be nice. And follow me on Instagram at Farooq Not Farooq. Link again in the description. Tweet me at Pakistani Reacts. Make sure you like this video and subscribe to my channel. I will see you guys tomorrow with another video. Take really good care of yourself. Shab Khair.